Hi guys, it is Fontaine Felicia Foxworth back on my YouTube channel, giving you a little bit of glam, you guys, some metallic glam. Yes, I really beat my face today. I don't know about these bright gold lips, but it's growing on me, and I love my metallic nails. All right, you guys, so this video is about spiritual awakening, duality, and spiritual escapism. I know that once we get to a point in this journey and we are enlightened to the expansiveness of this universe, the secrets of Mother Earth and our galactic beingness, and a full understanding of who and what we are, sometimes we can get so anchored up there that we lose our grounding. So this is what this video is about. But first, a few announcements and a special energy reading. Announcement number one is that Soul Tribe Network finally has a YouTube channel dedicated to our healers on the network. That's right, if you are already pre-registered for the network and you have your own YouTube channel, we would love to share your light work on our channel. You know what I mean? The more visibility we have together, the more we can raise this frequency and raise this vibration and get this light out there. If you are not a healer on the network yet, go ahead and pre-register, and as soon as we get that in, you can start submitting your stuff to be on our YouTube channel and everything else. So I'm really excited about that. All right, announcement number two is that my Melanade Stands Tarot card deck is still available for pre-order for 3 more days, y'all. So if you would like your own Melanade Stands Tarot, please get at me, because this time around I will not be ordering more than what the pre-order calls for. Only because I need this money, okay, for Soul Tribe Net. So, I won't be able to purchase more to get more printed. So if you want your deck accounted for, please get at me. Link is in the description. All right, so let's get into this video. So as I said, I wanted to start with a few things before we get into the video. I want to give you an update on the post-eclipse integration symptoms in the portal into February, solar flash, everything that has been just really pumping energy into Mother Gaia, y'all. So for me personally, I've been going through 5 things, and I want to see if y'all have been going through similar things, because as we know, this is a collective thing, and we collectively, download all of the same energies. So the first thing that I have been really dealing with is stomach issues, y'all. My solar plexus energy has been awful. My gut has been a mess. Certain foods that I'm used to eating all the damn time, y'all, like certain, sugary stuff. Y'all know me and them donuts and stuff like certain meats, red meats and certain things, certain dairy. I've had issues with that stuff in the past, but now it's just like as our frequency raises and our light bodies develop, there's certain things that our bodies are just telling us it's not going to work for it no more. And I really, really, really need to listen, because I have been in so much pain when it comes to my stomach. Everything bothers it. The stuff that I probably shouldn't be eating, that I'm used to eating, that's not necessarily unhealthy, my body is just like, no, all right? And so I'm really going through it with my body adjusting to certain things that, just lowers its vibration, and it's causing me physical pain. And it's been happening for the last 2 weeks, and I'm really sick of it. So I really, really have to start heating my body, heating my oversoul, and really starting to listen to my body and adjust appropriately, and this is basically as we shift into this new paradigm, everything from the ethereal realm on down, to our physical vessels, certain things we just cannot partake in or of anymore. It's different for every person, but lately, like I said, my body is just saying, you tried it. Okay, you tried it, bitch. Get it together. So that has been something that I have been dealing with. Number 2, I have been having really vivid dreams. And usually in the last week or so, they've been stemming around people in my past who either I had to cut a soul contract with, or our soul connection, our soul contract transitioned or changed, even ended. You know, there's a few people in particular in my life that keep visiting me in dreams very vividly with messages or just the presence. And it's bringing up memories, and it's bringing up just so many things where it's causing me to really revisit certain relationships in my life. Obviously the ones that are toxic and no longer serve, but it's clear this individual is growing and on a soul level is reaching out to me, and I'm probably reaching out to her on a soul level too. So at the end of the day, these vivid dreams might be kind of pushing us to connect with people again, because maybe the soul contract is not up, and so they're coming through in dreams. If in your heart you feel like if this is happening to you, and there's someone that is present in your dreams, maybe it's time to reach out. Maybe it's time to, you know, swallow whatever pride you have, whatever, you know, your ego or your false self is telling you, you know, don't hit that person up, what's wrong with you? If these dreams are happening for you like they're happening for me, I'm definitely warming my heart and softening my heart to go ahead and make that call. Okay. The number 3 thing that's been happening to me, y'all, is the twin flame dynamic, the energy. There's been some crazy purging, some crazy union energies. I haven't even met my twin flame yet. You know, I've gone through so many births and rebirths and deaths of the twin flame dynamic in my idea of what it means, and I've been going through an emotional roller coaster with the essence of my twin flame, and you know, I've been single for quite a long time, and you know, you go through the emotions and everything, but this last week has been so tough, y'all, for me when it comes to that twin flame purging or union. I don't know what's going on. I've been seeing signs, and all of my signs that represent my twin flame, you know, flamingos, butterflies, you know, just synchronistic songs and lyrics, and the universe just keeps pushing these signs in front of me, and it's part of me is like, oh, maybe it's happening, and the other part of me is like, I'm over it, I could do without it. So that's been happening to me heavy physically with that twin flame influx of energies. Lately, my left and right physical vessel, my left side has been hot and my right side has been cold. This isolation of temperature is really, really annoying. Usually happens when I'm waking up or when I'm going to sleep or if I'm in a meditative state. I think that has something to do with the masculine and feminine energies, especially with this ramping up of twin flame energies. I'll put in the link. There's actually, you know, a esoteric meaning to all of these things when it comes to the left and the right side. I completely forget, but I put it in the link. So if that's been happening to anybody else, this isolation of temperatures or this physical feeling of the divine masculine and feminine energies within yourself, that has been ramping up for me. So I just want to meet this twin flame, y'all, because like this is getting so old, you know. And anyway, next. The number 4 thing that I have been dealing with is super synchronistic, heart opening meetings with complete strangers, whether it's in a Lyft ride or at the Waffle House. Like today, yes, I went to the Waffle House and I was very emotional about something, and one of the employees, this older woman, came, you know, she saw me crying and she just came up to me and she just gave me the biggest hug. She gave me her number. You know, something else, I connected with a Lyft driver and somebody who was in my Lyft, and they both started just word vomiting what was happening in their lives and being vulnerable and heart-centered. And so if this is happening to you, that means your heart is open. You are manifesting through the heart the things that you need, and vice versa. It's possible that we are being used, if this is happening to you, as messengers for other people whose hearts have been reaching out and calling out for the universe to respond. This means, y'all, that the universe is listening. The universe is responding. Okay, so this has been happening to me a lot. And just bringing such emotional warmth. And it's really nice. And it's really been happening in the last week. Okay, and then finally, What did I want to say that's been happening to me? I think that's it. All right, so sound off if any of these things has been affecting you as of late. Okay, and now for a quick message from the Spirit about these incoming energies from the universe. What's a universal message, Spirit, for the collective before we get into the duality part of this video? It's a message that you have for all of us, Spirit. Anyone who, these cards have a lot to say. Anyone that finds their eyes, ears, Spirit on this page. Okay, a message from the Spirit for the collective. Anyone who finds their eyes, ears, these two really want to come out. All right. Okay. This is the Five of Cups. All right, and this is the Ace of Pentacles. So I guess Spirit really wants us to start looking on the bright side. Okay, Spirit really wants us to start moving forward, to start letting go of any deep-seated pain after it's realized and unpacked, mended, and released. And it really wants us to move out of any stage of emotional grief or energetic grief that we've been in, to start focusing on the positive, to start seeing endings or failures or anything like that as brand new beginnings and doors to new horizons. Okay, they want us to get emotionally grounded. Okay, get emotionally aligned so that we can move forward and see the things that might be staring us right in the face, okay, that we might not see because we are so stuck on whatever our hearts have recently been stuck on. Okay, this opens the door to new opportunities. This opens the doors to new connections. This opens the doors for us to move forward, for manifestations to happen in our world. But we need to release any shadow aspects. I know a lot of people have been going through purging. This is a necessary change, a necessary step. Number 5, as I mentioned before, is the number of big changes. So, this is a wonderful message from Spirit with this influx of energies should be helping us clear out any baggage, helping us clear out anything that needs to be cleared so that we can move on and see the bigger picture with this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, there are grand things on the horizon, y'all, but you don't want to be held back by any shadow aspects, any emotional baggage. Get closure, close it out. Forgiveness is a huge, huge, huge thing at play that the energies are pushing to the surface, for me anyway. I hope that resonates, y'all. 5 of Cups, and new start, new beginning, new paths. If only we will see. If only we can let go of what is blocking us from realizing this. Okay, so let us get into this video, y'all, about duality, spiritual awakening, and escapism. All right, here we go. So, as you guys know, duality basically is the aspects of both good and bad, okay, negative and positive, polarities in one bubble, okay, in one existence. We have been invited into a dualistic world where we have light and we have dark. What really has brought this video about is after I reported my findings about Audrey Kitching, who is a really big light worker who was found to be, made some mistakes and really not doing the right thing and deceiving a lot of people. People are still in support of her, and to each his or her own, but people are saying that, we can't judge people, nobody is perfect, people are pulling her back down into duality. Okay, let's just dissect this duality thing real quick, y'all. All right, so there was one person who commented in a thread that I went back and forth with for a little bit that, it's not good to judge others, and she mentioned that she was out of duality, so she basically implied that there are people who are still on a journey, that are still in duality and succumb to this idea of judging, no one's perfect, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, as I told to her, just because we are raising our frequency, you know, and we are moving towards a non-dualistic paradigm, which is not going to happen overnight. It doesn't mean that there are going to be, it's light and love all the time. If somebody does something wrong, because we're dualistic beings and we have free choice, you know, and we have the choice to succumb to the darker aspects, the shadow aspects of ourselves, it doesn't mean that we don't need to be held responsible. It doesn't mean that we don't need to be accountable for our wrongdoings, okay? By implying that people are bringing her down into duality, that's basically saying that she doesn't have to own up to her mistakes, or any of us have to own up to our mistakes. You know, we might be multi-dimensional galactic beings that, and we're raising our frequency, and we are part of the new dawn of a new paradigm, where that's where we're heading, back into those days of Lemuria and Atlantis, where people had that purity and lived, you know, in a higher frequency. Yes, we are moving that way. But along the way, judgment is a part of enlightenment, y'all. Judgment is a part of all of that. Judgment is in the tarot card deck, which guides us along enlightenment, from the Fool to the world, okay, to triumph, to attaining all the secrets of the universe, okay, and becoming better spirit beings. So judgment is a part of that. And so one of the pitfalls of New Age spirituality is the teaching of the fact that you are escaping duality. Okay, we get to a certain point. So many of us get sucked into all light, all love, all the time, and get sucked into, you know, saying stuff like, I'm out of duality now. Hate to break it to you, but no, you're not. At the end of the day, just because we can escape 3D frequency vibrationally and energetically doesn't mean that we are absolved from the 3D world that we are shifting up and out of, okay? Until enough of us consciously evolve, y'all, the world's still gonna be ratchet, all right? Even though there are major shifts happening, okay, in the world, to not only awaken people, but people whose souls have not yet untapped. You know, it's manifesting in the tangible for them as well, and that's why we're seeing so many things in the world scene kind of start to shift and fall apart as this paradigm shifts, okay? So it's important that we remember that though our frequency has risen and we know the difference between 3D and 5D and where we're heading and where we're elevating to, doesn't mean that we don't have to be accountable for the mistakes that we make. That is absolutely wrong, and that is not right. So for one to say, I'm out of duality, you're living in a dream world, okay? I mentioned this before about some light workers or some people who have tapped into the ethers, tapped into 5D, so much so that they completely lose the whole point of why we embodied here, to remember who and what we are, and to elevate ourselves and in turn collectively elevate humanity, y'all. Okay, we can't forget about that. We can't forget about that. So, you know, if you are so spiritual that you kind of exist in this fairy-like state of being all the time, you are not being grounded. And I really hate to say it. You know what I mean? You're not being realistic. You know what I mean? It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. At the end of the day, any evolutionary shift takes time to happen, whether that is socially, politically, you know, biologically, or consciously. All right, especially since, like I said, we've embodied into this prism. Okay, we've embodied into this frequency where time is flattened. Time is flattened into a linear perception. So it takes us way longer to perceive the shifts and changes that are not only occurring in our lives, but on the world scene, okay? From a higher perspective, from a soul level, we can look at everything, you know, as if they're in screenshots and see everything for what it is, you know, just kind of made small so we can see it. But for the most part, for what we've experienced as human beings, we see time, you know, in a linear space. one thing after the next. So as we shift into this new paradigm in this golden age of Aquarius, because of what we are vibrating out of, things will still take time, y'all. All right? Nothing is going to happen overnight. So you might wake up, today or tomorrow. You probably woke up 10 years ago. At the end of the day, we all need to consciously evolve, and enough of us need to do that so that we really can see the shift, see the paradigm shift. This is just the beginning. This is a new dawn of the beginning, and we should be so thankful and grateful to be these spearheaders, okay? To be the group of people alive now. Like, I always say this, what a time to be alive. You know what I mean? One of my favorite lines from my favorite Drake song, you know what I mean? One of my favorite Drake songs, what a time to be alive, because it is, y'all. All right? So it's important to realize where we are in the scheme of things, and not, succumb to wanting to go home, so to speak, because we're here for a reason. All right, and it takes time to grow and evolve and mature as spiritual multi-galactic beings. But, don't lose grasp of what duality actually means, and why we even live in it to begin with, okay? Until enough of us collectively evolve, y'all, the shadow aspect of humanity, of the world, will still be, okay? But it is shifting, and those with eyes to see and ears to hear, we know this. We can see it. We can feel it. We're spiritually experiencing this change. So we know. All right? So don't get caught up in spiritual escapism because this life is too hard. All right? As we elevate, as we awaken, as we grow, we become strong enough to be able to still exist in a world where 3D still exists, where there are still sleeping people, where there are still things that we have vibrated out of. All right? And that's all I wanted to say. Don't be naive or delusional to think that you've escaped duality and it's just a magical place to be. Just be balanced. Just be balanced and just be in alignment. New Earth is here, and we are in New Earth consciously. And as soon as enough of us get on that ride, enough of us get on that bandwagon, we'll get closer and closer and closer to a non-dualistic experience. I personally don't think that this is going to happen in our lifetimes per se. I mean, I have no idea, but I do know that, it's going to take that time that I talked about earlier. I can't stand 3D either, y'all. There's a reason why at one point in my ascension I couldn't work regular jobs. I literally, the low frequency was an allergen to me. But as I mature, I learned how to finesse and finagle. I learned how to pop in to duality when I need to. We all have the ability as spirit beings of free will and free choice, and that means at the end of the day, we still can make mistakes. We're not perfect, So as I said before, take accountability for the things that you do, as we grow and as the more and more of that Jesus Christ consciousness that we take on, the better people that we become, and the more we can choose not to succumb to the lower polarities of duality. But yeah, until then, I am going to do my part as a light worker, here to help shift the paradigm, here to help raise the frequency, so at the end of the day, I have to dibble and dabble into duality, into 3D, because into 4D, that is a part of my role, so I want to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for some more goodies, you guys. Oh, and one more announcement. Please do stay tuned for the March astrological readings for each sign. On my Instagram page, I had people vote for whether they wanted to see a reading in their sign for love, money, or a general energy ascension update. Okay, so stay tuned for that, y'all. I cannot wait to do it. Much love, y'all, and I will talk to you guys soon.